Hey guys! So this is officially my first video to revamp my channel. I'm really excited to kind of revive this, so we're just going to jump right on in. So, it is July, and as most of you may already know, July means it is usually around the time where we start doing the BookTube-A-Thon here on YouTube. So, it has been announced that the BookTube-A-Thon this year is going to be starting July 24th to the 30th, 31st, I think. It's the last week of this month, and I'm really excited to participate and get more reading done because my reading has honestly been suffering this year, and I just really want to get some reading in. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to kind of kill some of the books that I've been dying to read. So without further ado, let's just jump right into my TBR for the BookTube-A-Thon. I'm gonna try to read 7 books, but honestly it probably won't happen. I try to choose some smaller books that are kind of quicker to read, so hopefully that'll help. So I'm doing some of these books based on the reading challenges just because it makes it a little bit more fun, and some of these books I've been wanting to read for a while. So the first challenge is to read a book with a person on the cover. So for this I chose Matched by Ali Kandi. So I don't know, I've had this book for a while and I've just been wanting to read it because it's kind of similar to the novel I'm writing. So I just kind of wanted to read it and see what they're doing in it and everything. I kind of have a similar premise. It's not the exact same, but I just kind of wanted to see how everything played out in this novel, see how it compares to my novel, I guess. It just sounded like an interesting read, and I've been meaning to read it, and it has a person on the cover, so we're just gonna try to read it. I feel like it doesn't have that many pages. It's only a 300-page book, and I feel like if it's a fast-paced novel and I may be able to get through it quickly, hopefully it's not boring, because I've heard kind of mixed reviews for this book. But yeah, I've been meaning to read it forever, so I'm gonna read it now. Challenge number 2 is to read a hyped up book. So I don't have a lot of hyped up books, I guess. I've already read the hyped up ones, but this one was kind of hyped up a while ago. So it is The Merciless by Danielle Vega. So a lot of people were hyping this book up a few years back, I guess, when it first came out, and I just picked it up because it sounded creepy, and I like creepy things. But yeah, I don't really even, I know people were obsessed with the cover, how I liked it, the hardcover copy. But again, this is just another short 300-page book, so I figured it'd be perfect for this readathon. It's kind of fast and you can finish it quickly. But yeah, I thought it would just be fun to read because I've been meaning to read it because I bought it and then it just sits on your shelf and you don't read it. So I figured this would be a good book to include in this readathon. Challenge number 3 is to read an entire book in one day. So the book that I chose for that is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. I read the first book of this series and I devoured it in 2 days. So I picked this book because I felt like the first one was really fast-paced and I could really read it really quickly. So I figure, I could probably finish this book in about a day. Again, this book is only 337 pages, so I feel like it'll be a really quick, light read that I can finish in a day. So I'm excited to read that. Number 4 is to read a book with a character that is different from you. So for that one, I chose Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. Obviously this book is about shadow hunters, so they're kind of different from me. But I just finished City of Glass, so now I'm working on reading this. I heard that's the order you're supposed to read it in, so whatever. I'm trying to get through this series, so what better way to get through it than to include it in a readathon. So it's been a struggle for me to get through these books because I feel like they're very slow at first, and I don't know if I'm just like not in the mood for it or whatever, but I really want to read them because everyone says how good they are. So I'm like forcing myself to get through them. Now this book is going to be a pain. This probably isn't the best book to like have in a readathon, but you know, well, okay. It's about 500 pages, close to 500. So maybe I'll be able to get through it. It's not that big of a book. I just hope it gets a little bit more fast-paced, or else I'm going to be struggling. Maybe this will be one of the last books I'll read for this readathon. Number 5 is a book to read entirely outside. So for this one I picked Looking for Alaska by John Green. I've been wanting to read this ever since I got it, and I just feel like it's a nice short book. Yeah, it's like 220 pages. It's a really short book. So I feel like it'll just be nice to like, I know this is probably like a really deep, sad book, but I figured it would just be kind of fun to chill by the pool, chill outside, and just read. So, I don't know, I just figured it's a light read, just that I can finish outside. It's not really summery, but I couldn't really find any like small summary books that I own that I'd like to read, and I've been meaning to read this for like ever. So I figured, why not just read it now? It's a short book, probably be able to kill it. Number 6 is a book that you bought because of the cover. So for that one I chose I See Reality, and this is just kind of by various authors. It's a collection of short stories. So I literally saw this cover and I thought it looked cool. So I picked it up and I read like the synopsis and stuff, and I thought it sounded like really interesting. It's a bunch of short stories that are basically about like teenagers and how they see the world, and I just thought it sounded really interesting, so I'm really hoping to read this. I feel like it'll be really quick because it is a collection of short stories, so you know, you get a lot of different like viewpoints and stuff, and it's only like 300 pages again, so I feel like I'll be able to devour this pretty quickly for the readathon. It has 12 short stories about real life in it, and I don't know, it just sounded like a really fun, interesting book, and I'm excited to read it. Challenge number 7 is to read a total of 7 books. So far I have 6. So for the 7th book, I chose Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I actually started reading this, but I think I'm going to restart it because I'm only like 5 pages in, because like I just wasn't feeling it at the time when I started to read it. But I saw the film and it sounds very interesting, and I'm really excited to read it because it's creepy. Again, it's like 400 pages, so I feel like I can kill a lot of these books during this readathon because they're pretty short, and honestly I'll be happy to get some of these down and done on my for my challenge, because I meant to read 100 books this year, but I doubt that's going to happen. So yeah, we'll at least like knock some more of my TBR pile out during this readathon. There's just like so much to do during this readathon. Like, you have to read and then do challenges and make videos and stuff, and it's like so crazy. Of course you don't have to like make videos, but like I kind of like doing some of the challenges, so I might do a few of them. I might not actually get to doing all of them, but we'll see. We'll do the ones that I think are simple for me to do. But yeah, so this is my TBR pile for the BookTube-A-Thon. I'm really excited to read all of these books. Yeah. I hope I can actually get through these because that'll be nice.